Well, good morning. Yeah. Anyway, the title for today's talk is Are We Ready for Positive Changes? And I wrote the blurb with an opening with a biblical quote again. So you must, so you also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. And that's Matthew 24:44 from the New International Version. I'm starting my videos this year with Bible quotations, so far at least. Let me say straight away that the appearance of an honest attorney has blown me away. Figuratively, of course. Imagine this. An American lady living on the other side of the world contacts her mom, a retired attorney living in Florida, requesting that she help me save my home. Obviously, she's not the Son of Man referred to in that passage. However, she might as well be. For me, the surprise is a very positive one. She came at what could have been my last days in my home, giving me a realistic expectation of a remedy I would have never imagined. She tells me that the law is precise, which is not how I viewed it in the US of A. On the contrary, I thought only common law is precise, not the fictional law of the sea known as admiralty. In any case, I am thrilled as I realize how important it is that I did not give up even when it seemed hopeless. Yeah, obviously, starting the video at 2:22, I've had trouble sleeping. I actually woke up between 11 and 11:30, even though I'd only had less than 3.5 hours of sleep. And I've not been able to get back to sleep yet. I've been up twice before now, trying to sleep, but finally I said, well, I may as well just do my video, and that's what I'm doing now today. But it really has boosted my morale, uh, starting to connect with this lady attorney. Now, you all know that I have not had high respect overall for attorneys. I mean, in fact, the Shriner's attorney was worse than the plaintiff's attorney in the original lawsuit. I mean, he raked me over the coals, trying to get me to admit that I lied, and I didn't lie. But he kept trying to make it look like I was bad and like I did something wrong, and you know. Anyway, this new attorney has certainly turned things around in my mind and for my life when she looked at the paperwork and she realized that you cannot transfer property, real estate. You cannot transfer it without a contract. There has to be a contract signed by the parties involved. And when she says, that didn't happen in your case. They took your property, she's talking about the Merritt Island property, without proper legal procedures. And she would know. She's an attorney. Why didn't my attorneys, the Florida attorneys, make me abreast of this and bring me up to date on this when well, actually, the first two, it happened after that, so they wouldn't have even seen it anyway. But the most recent attorney didn't mention anything about that, and he supposedly went over the papers and charged me a lot of money. uh, but this lady has really given me uh, a lot of hope. I mean, she said, I've got $1 million lawsuit uh, now because of their breach of protocols in transference of property. You can't do that. So I believe that this is a sign to me of positive changes that are happening on this planet, and things that have been wrong for such a long time are being righted. Now, there's another side of that verse. Uh, the people that have been pushing the system, I'm talking about the people, the lawyers and the bankers and the politicians and the CEOs of multinational corporations, and these people are so horrendously bad. And the Son of Man is going to come in an hour when they don't expect him either. And it's going to be in a way that they don't expect. And it's going to bring, I believe it'll bring justice to the planet finally. Finally, after so many centuries and even millennia of injustice, the law is going to be reestablished. And I was reading on some of the paperwork on the law, and common law goes back a long time, and the transfer of property has been a significant part of legal remedies and legal dictates, and what the legal system or the law system has been all about. And it's based on biblical law. I mean, as I went back and I looked at some of this, I mean, an unrebutted affidavit stands as truth in a matter, period. That's the final judgment. How many unrebutted affidavits have I put out that they never even bothered to? I mean, they just ignored them. This is criminality on the courts, in fact, not just the banks, not just the attorneys, but the courts themselves have violated the law. And the law is plain, and it's been there for a long, long, long time. They can't just ignore it. But that's what's been happening, because they don't want humanity to experience the positive changes that have been promised to us. They don't want us to experience freedom. They don't want us to experience the awakening of knowing who we are. And so for them, when the Son of Man comes, it's going to be doomsday for them. For us, it's going to be paradise. Because if we're on the side of good and truth and justice and love and honor and all of the virtues, if we're on that side of the equation, it's going to be a wonderful thing. And we are the Son of Man. It doesn't matter if we're male or female. We are the children of God, in other words. That's really what the verse means to me. And when we awaken and step into our power and step into our that which has been promised to us, our inheritance, when we claim that inheritance and take back our rights and take back that which is ours. What's going on here? I have no idea. Something just popped up on the other computer, and it was starting a scan, and I don't even know what that program is, and yet it was messing with my computer. I got to go in and see what's been put in there, because that's the second time. Yesterday too, something popped up that I didn't know what it was. That they somehow put some other software on my computer, and I don't get it. But in any case, are we ready for the positive changes? If we're on the side of truth, if we're trying to do right by one another, and if we're loving to one another, regardless of our differences, regardless of the fact that we have different religions and different political viewpoints and stuff like that, regardless of all these facts, if we can come to a place of truth and come to a place of love in our hearts, we're going to have positive changes coming. And the world is changing. Somebody said it's not going to happen for 400 or 500 or 600 more years because this is the age of Kali. BS. Come on, give me a break. The ages keep diminishing in length. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But somebody did write and say, it's not going to happen in your lifetime. You'll be long gone when it happens, because this is the age of Kali, and you got to expect this crap. Well, I'm sorry, I don't. I expect good things. I've been expecting good things all of my life, and I'm ready for the positive changes. I don't know about you, but I hope you are. And thank you for listening to this third message of the new year. Namaste.